Exercise is one of the most powerful tools for managing migraines long term. But for many people, it's also a major trigger. So how do you make it work for you instead of against you? I'll show you how. But first, let's talk about why exercise can be a trigger. If you ever felt a migraine coming on after a workout, you're not alone. This is pretty common. Many people find that exercise can be a trigger for migraines, so things like dehydration, overheating, overexertion, exacerbation of poorly managed neck or jaw pain, and even poor fueling can all contribute to migraine attacks around exercise. Exercise can also cause some temporary changes in brain chemistry, such as acute releases in signaling molecules like CGRP and hypocretin. Both of these are seen during migraine attacks and are associated with the process of migraines. But here's the good news. Exercise doesn't have to be the enemy. In fact, when done right, it's consistently shown to be one of the best long-term strategies that we have to reduce migraine frequency and severity. Let's break down why it helps. Exercise releases endorphins, which help basically to modulate pain, and they can help reduce migraine severity over time. Exercise also helps to release brain-derived neurotropic factor, which supports healthy brain function and some resilience changes. It also helps improve the connection between some nerve areas in the brain, which is important for migraine management. Exercise also releases endocannabinoids, which have potent anti-inflammatory and pain-relieving properties, as well as other chemicals such as myokines that the muscles release during exercise, which help to combat some of the oxidative stress and inflammation associated with migraines. Exercise also improves your cardiovascular health, and movement actually enhances blood flow regulation in your body, which can help reduce sensitivity people have to blood pressure changes in the head, which can contribute to some of the migraine pain and difficulties that many people have with managing daily activities when they have migraines. And exercise is also profoundly helpful facilitating better sleep and stress reduction because it helps to regulate stress hormones and it improves sleep quality, both of which are key factors in migraine prevention. Now we'll look at the basic guidelines for physical activity. The American College of Sports Medicine, the ACSM, and the WHO, as well as the NIH, all recommend at least 2 days a week of resistance training and at least 150 minutes of moderate intensity cardio or 75 minutes of vigorous intensity cardio for all people. This is even more important for those dealing with conditions like migraines and is in alignment with the recommendations from groups such as the International Headache Society and the American Migraine Foundation. If that sounds overwhelming, you don't need to worry. You don't have to hit these numbers overnight. The goal is to slowly build up gradually in a way that works for you. So now let's break down how you can manage exercise and how you can make it work for you. The biggest key is slow, intentional progression. Jumping into a routine that is too intense compared to your baseline of physical activity can backfire. So instead, prioritize consistency over intensity. Sometimes your body needs time to adapt, and starting with the sub-migraine threshold of activity can also be profoundly helpful. You can also start small. Even short 5-minute exercise snacks are a great way to start. But eventually you want to start aiming for a little bit more sustained activity over time, and then tracking things like your heart rate and the volume of exercise. So be specific and understand the dose of exercise you're using can help a ton with gradual exposure to exercise in a way that doesn't exacerbate your migraines. I often find in the literature supports that having people work at a specific target heart rate intensity is a generally well-tolerated way to start and can be a good way for people to more effectively regulate the gradual progression that you're being exposed to. You also need to listen to your body. If something feels off, you don't really need to ignore that. But you also need to kind of start to develop a familiarity and recognize the difference between exertion discomfort and pain. And that can be tough at first, so give yourself some grace and explore with yourself. Most people fail at maintaining a workout routine because they either push too hard too soon, or they don't have the right strategy, or they feel discouraged when results don't come quickly. But here's the truth. Exercise is for everyone. It's all about setting realistic expectations, building habits that fit your lifestyle, having the right systems in place to stay consistent. And if exercise has been a challenge for you in the past because of your migraines, you're not alone. Drop a comment or send me a message. I'd love to help you figure out a plan that actually works for you. Good luck.